I'm Michael.
And today we've got our top 10 games that we learned in
March
2022. I learned about 40 games.
I did not learn terribly many, probably 30-ish, I think. I should probably look.
So it was a pretty decent month. We were a bit nervous at the beginning of the month because we didn't really learn anything we were enjoying. So we're like, we don't have any games.
28 new games.
That seems good.
Oh, that's the last 30 days.
Yeah. So
I guess that's about right.
That seems good.
Well, no, because we had the convention at the start of the end of last month, start of this month.
Yeah.
So, here it is.
But we didn't really learn
December,
many
January,
games
February, March.
At Tennessee Game Days.
June.
Senor Azul learned
March.
0 games.
32. 32 new games.
Okay.
So these are the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I expect to learn a whole
and
bunch
I was
in
a little
April
worried.
as well.
Yeah, I was worried.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So.
Honorable mentions for expansions were 10 Garden Seasons.
Yes.
Amazing. It was on Kickstarter. If you might
really
get in on the
enjoyed
late pledge, do that. And Fleet the Dice game, Dicey
Waters
expansion. So those are a couple of highlights for expansions for me. So I think we should just get into it.
Yeah, Senor Azul does not have a top 10. He did not. He has a top 0 list.
He got to knock over some towers and stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he only has one arm, so. Yeah, I didn't play any games this month.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm missing the arm over here.
Yeah, but there are plenty of people who have one arm that can still play games.
Whoa.
I know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah?
They're a better puppet than me.
Probably.
Yeah. And puppets are the best.
Puppets are the best. All right, shall we talk about a top 10?
Yep.
You have nothing to say.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we have the top 10.
You know what? Michael and I actually have the same number 10.
Yes, we do.
And it's funny because we literally just played it. It is Three Sisters.
Number 10 on our list from 25th Century Games.
Yes.
So, it's got a lot of the goodness of Fleet the Dice game, including adding in a rondelle mechanic.
Yes.
Whoa. I like rondelles.
Yeah.
They like go around and around and around and around and around.
Yes.
And around.
And around. Rondelles are great. I just like filling in a lot of boxes.
They got sparkles in my eyes. Doesn't bother.
We just played it, so if you're interested in learning how to play it and what it's about, well, you can go check out that video.
Yep.
But we really like it. I think it's great. I think it holds up against Fleet the Dice game. If you like that, you'll like this. I probably like Fleet the Dice just for the theme a little bit better, but
yep. Same.
I think they're both still really great.
Spezia says Azul should play Shipyard if he likes rondelles.
Agreed. That's the ultimate rondelle game with like 5,000 rondelles. It's
I've not
great.
played Shipyard.
Oh, it's really good. Maybe we should play that at the gathering.
Yes. So, onward to number 9. My number 9 is Sobek 2 Players. Oh, you got to look for it.
Yeah.
You don't even have it up. There it is. Sobek 2 Players. So, I have not played normal Sobek.
Neither have I.
Really?
So I should do that at some point. It's on my want to playlist because I enjoyed this so much. I wanted to see how it compared.
Yeah. So with Sobek 2 Players, you are trying to grab tiles that match certain types, and some of the tiles have amulets on them, and the amulets times the number of tiles will basically give you how many points that you get at the end of the game. And there are certain workers and everything that will also help you try to get the most points. And it's really cool though, because whenever you take a tile, you're going to put this Ankh piece a certain direction, and that's going to determine where the next person can grab the tile from. But they might say, haha, I'm doing something different. I'm not taking a tile. And that leaves a bad selection for the next player.
Yeah, but then I might play either a set or a
That's
character
right.
or something.
And we
so
might go
I
back
don't
and
want
forth
my-
like that. So it really works for 2 players, and I'm really interested to see how a similar type of game would work for 3 or 4 players, if that is indeed how Sobek
Yeah,
works.
I think it's totally a different game, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't play it with them because it's like a 2-player game.
No, you could just watch and comment.
Yeah. Oh, I do those comments, you know.
Oh, I know. I played this a long time ago, so it's not appearing on the list for me just because I played it last year when it showed up on Board Game Arena.
So it's not going to hit your list.
No,
Right.
so I've already played it.
Right.
But I really like it. I'm glad it's available now for other people to enjoy, especially if you play 2-player games. It's a great
Right.
game. Nice.
Nice. You're number 9.
My number 9. Animalia. Animalia? Animalia? The
Preventing Extinction.
Preventing Extinction. So this is like a small box cooperative game. We're gonna prevent extinction of Azul. It's a cooperative trick-taking game for
I'm dying.
1 to 3 players.
Oh.
Hey, I'm talking here. You just have to die.
Oh. Ah. Ah. Puppet killer.
So the thing about this game is you kind of know where all the cards are because nothing is hidden, but you have to figure out how to best play the cards. Do you have anything to say, Michael?
No.
You've played it with me.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I really liked it. I think it's an interesting take on trick taking because we each have our own goals. And I thought we did really well in our game. We did really well, but we turned out doing like the worst possible. So like,
right, I mean, like at the very end, we
a lot of room to do better. That's all.
Pulled it from the fire. Yeah, it's
Well, it's because you have to try and collect coins as well as fulfilling all these missions, and it's really hard to do that.
Yeah, and with 2 players, you've got a dummy player.
Yeah, I don't know how it changes with
Right.
3. But
It probably changes it for the better with 3. I probably like it better with
it's possible.
3 players. I
So
think
maybe we try.
it took a little bit away from it with having that perfect knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, well, you play your 1 and they play at 3 and we play, and that's why it did not make my top 10 list, is because it was a little predictable for me.
It wasn't predictable. It's still a puzzly challenge because you just don't know like how to manage it all properly.
How it's all gonna
play out. Yeah. But I think it's cool for a small card box game. It's definitely cool for me. I liked it a lot. And there's a wolf on the cover.
Yeah. Well, you're like all about the wolves.
I am.
So.
All right. Your number what?
My number 8. Not 6. We're not there yet. This was a big surprise. This was a blockbuster. This was a blockbuster surprise because it is Blockbuster, the game.
That's right.
So with Blockbuster, you're given a set of cards.
Yeah.
And there's some sort of fast round where like the first person to call out something special gets to be the one that looks at the cards. And they're going to keep some cards and give the other cards to the opposing team. And here's the catch. You're trying to get the other team to say these movie titles.
It should be easy.
It should be easy.
It should be
but
so
with
easy.
one of them, you give a quote. One of them, you give one word. And one of them, you can't say anything.
And so it's kind of like Time's Up in that way.
Yes. And I love Time's Up.
Yeah.
And this was quite similar in how we enjoyed all of these things. And you have 30 seconds to do it.
It's not enough time.
And it's not nearly enough time. Here's the good catch. If you're in the first team, you know, the first set, the winning team.
Right.
And you have time left over, you can take from the other team's stuff, but you have to follow their rules that they've programmed. One word, quote, or miming something out. Now, if you don't know the movie, you don't have to do a real quote. So if it was
I don't know.
The Last Azul, you could say, "Let the record show." If you're, that sounded like me. Well, a little bit. I mean, I don't do a good Azul impression, but
right.
If you haven't seen The Last Azul, then you can at least pretend like you have seen it by giving some sort of quote that could have been from a movie like that. So I found it to be a blast. And you've already played it before, haven't you? No? It didn't make your list? What?
I played a bunch of great games, so.
There you go. Did make my list. Who was this by? From, you know what the name of this was. Because you love the Gen Con booth. No, that was from the Last Azul Fighter. Okay. That was what that was from.
I clearly remember the Blockbuster Gen Con booth.
Yeah.
Because it was a Blockbuster. I mean, it was like
But
so
you knew
cool.
the name of the company. What was the name of the company?
Oh, Big Potato.
Yeah. I was like, you know the name of this company is Liz.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it.
They do a lot of cool games.
Yeah.
A lot of fun party games.
So I thought it was just going to be whatever sort of game that we'd play once and then get rid of. No, I'm going to keep it. Keeping it.
It's fun.
Number 8 on my list, Blockbuster.
Nice.
Number 8 on your list
is
a game I've not played.
Not yet. I just got it though.
Oh, where is it?
It's right over there.
Oh, I see it.
We're gonna play it.
We're gonna play it.
It's Decorum.
Are we gonna play it on stream?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like.
Look at the heart. There's a heart on it.
I know, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's nice. So this is a cooperative sort of deduction game for 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
You could play with more players, but
like me.
it's specifically for 2.
Oh.
There are cards for scenarios for more players, but it's designed for 2. Because in the house, you're trying to get all these different things, like a green lamp or a pink, like, painting or whatever. So you're trying to get all these things into the house while figuring out what your partner wants in the house. And basically I put something in a room and Mike will say, I hate it. And then he'll take a turn and do something. He can swap something out. He could put in a new feature. He could paint the walls. He could do something. And I'd be like, I hate it. Or I love it. Keep it. It's fine. Things like that. And so you're trying to complete your objective and I'm trying to complete my objective just by saying the words, I love it. I hate it.
I love it. I hate it.
And you have to do it within like 12 turns or something. And it's like so hard.
I love it.
I love it. So I think you're gonna like it.
I hate it.
No, you're gonna love it. Yeah, you're gonna love it. I promise.
You look so grumpy.
So yeah, we'll be showing that on stream sometime in the near future, I am sure. Give me a second because we have actually the same.
What?
Number 7.
We have the same number 7? Oh, we do have the same number 7.
Yeah.
This was not on purpose.
And
this is totally accidental.
It was
and
probably on purpose.
And it was... No, it was not on purpose. Because I didn't know your list until I made my list.
Our number 7...
And it was an end of the month edition.
I know, this is like the last day of the month. We learned Illiterati.
Ooh. This was a surprise because I'm good at word games. I'm not big on word games.
I love this. And we played slightly wrong, but I think it will be even better.
I think I say that I'm not big on word games.
I love
but
word
it's
games.
Probably because I've just played a lot of bad word games.
There's a lot of bad
There's
word
a
games
lot of bad word games out there.
This is a good one.
I enjoy good word games.
I know.
And Dan will attest to that because we've played good word games at the Gathering and things like that. So, yeah, this is one of the good ones actually. So you're drawing tiles out of a bag, and this is the cool thing. Oh, hey, little Liz, raiding with a party of 5.
Hey, thanks for that raid.
Here's the cool thing about this word game. Most word games are competitive. This is cooperative.
I love that about this game.
That's fantastic.
I love that I can work on my own thing, and if you still need help, then I can help you. If I need help and you're done, you can help me, and we can work together to make it work.
Or if I've got words that help you, it's like you're looking for undersea words. I'm looking for sports words. And I've got cod right here. I'm going to hand that over to you.
I'll take that cod. Yeah. That goes with my...
That's right.
Because under the water.
Yeah, and you got ball, you hand it over to me.
I know, it's really good.
It's really good.
And so there's different objectives for each player. Like...
So the theme behind this is that there are some people who are burning books, right? This is like in a magical sort of future, right?
Okay.
And so... you're trying to rescue the last few books that are around and trying to bind them together. And so you are, if you can find enough words that match these things, you have bound that book. And so then you come up with, once everyone has done a red book, or I guess it's called a burnt book or something, then you do a blue book. And if you can get your blue books, if everyone's done a blue book, bound, then we do the final chapter. All of the players have to do the same thing with the final chapter.
And it's hard.
And it's really hard to do because it's like 2 8-letter words.
8-letter words.
With something.
12-letter words. I don't know. There's definitely rules for it. And whoa. I know.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. And then there's, of course, people that are coming out and like ruining your words every round, and so
so every round the Illiterati come out and they're trying to ruin your words, and so they'll like take there are normal letters that are in the general category, but some of them are cloudy words, some of them are heart words, some of them are, what are some of the other categories? Adventure, they had the little adventure symbol on it or something. So they're all different suits of letters, and it'll be like everybody has to lose 2 of the yellow letters, the yellow adventure letters.
And like it's like, oh, Michael and I were both going for yellow, and we're like,
it's like kills us.
My God.
And so we can only keep so many letters in the generic pool called the library in between rounds. It's really imaginative. And I love the cooperative aspect.
Me too. I think it works really well. And another good thing about it is that it's a timed round.
Yes, 3 minutes.
So like a lot of problems with word games is that it just goes on forever because people are APing over how to make a word in their hand, and then you're waiting for them, and then so this not only has the time aspect, but everybody's doing it at the same time.
Everybody's helping each other.
You're working together to get it done. So I think
except this guy, he doesn't know.
It's like all
whoa.
No, he doesn't know how to read.
No.
So I think this game works really well on many levels. So
yeah, absolutely.
I look forward to playing it again soon.
Yep. Without an asterisk on the game.
Yeah, exactly.
since we played it slightly wrong. But yeah, I think it's really good.
Illiterati.
Our number 7s.
Thanks for that raid, little Liz. Tell us what you've been playing in the chat if you're still there. I appreciate that.
Yep. I've played with someone named Kelly. Do they win the blue book? It's possible. Kelly blue book.
Yeah. My number 6 is not the same as your number 6. So let me get up a picture for your number 6.
My number 6.
We actually just played this on stream the other day.
It is Bitoku.
Nice.
So, there's always one game on my list that could go way up or way down depending on how it plays out over the months and years. Mm-hmm. I think this one is that game for me this month, is that this one has the possibility to go up or down based on how much I like it with 3 and 4 players. I think the one thing that both of us we both really enjoy the worker placement aspect, the dice placement aspect of it. I love dice placement games, Alien Frontiers.
I love the artwork.
But I think the one thing that both of us did not care for was the fact that those crystals can run out, or the fireflies or the spirits can run out, even in a 2-player game. And so I like the variation in the different rocks that come up or the different towers that come up. So I think that it probably has good holding power over the long run. I just wonder if whether it is too limiting with, or if it's meant to totally run out like that every single time. Maybe it is. But I still have a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah, me too. I am frustrated with that as well. And I get that, it might need to be tight or whatever, but I feel like it's already tight in the way that you take actions because things are getting blocked by players, and so you're not actually getting to do everything you want to do anyway.
Right. Plus, some dice don't even do anything because they get blocked going across the river, or they started out in the across the river area anyway, and you don't get to take full number of actions.
So that being said, I'm not big on that aspect of the game, but I do think it is still a keeper, and it's one that I really enjoyed. So it's one I want to explore more.
If it was a bad game, it would not have made number 6 on my list.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Definitely worth checking out. Bitoku by Devere.
Yep. All right, my number 6 was Pandemic Rising Tide.
I have not played this yet.
I know. I think you're really gonna like it.
Really.
So it takes place in the Netherlands because it's your own. He
I like
at least partially designed it because he knows the area really well and everything. So I think that's really cool. First of all,
so the sea rises up over the
so you're managing the dikes, and their dikes are coming down, and the water is like coming in. And you're like, got to get the dikes back up, got to clear out the water, got to get the windmills going. So you're doing all this thing. It's really hard. We lost badly. But it's a lot of fun.
I can't swim.
Well, then you should not move to the Netherlands.
Hey, Harold.
Hello, welcome in.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this.
No, this is definitely on the wish list. Maybe pick it up at a flea market in the future. I definitely want to own it. I like this one. Oh, definitely one of my favorites.
And there are more pandemic games on the horizon.
Probably. I mean, there's a bunch. I'm trying to play all the ones that I've missed. So like Fall of Rome, I have to play still and things. like that.
I didn't even know that was a thing actually.
Yeah, it's several years old now, but I still want to play it.
Yeah, definitely.
And this was great. So I was glad that I could. It was
definitely looking forward to playing.
It was on the play to win. I'm like, maybe I'll win it, and I didn't. But
this is one that you played when so like I stayed up all night guarding the shelves, and then when Steph got there, I crashed out for a few hours. This is one that you played.
No, this was at the Granite Game Summit.
Oh, really? It was not Tennessee Game Days.
Mm-mm.
Well, you still played a lot of games that I didn't play.
That's true.
When I was
teaching
out.
games I already knew though.
Oh, okay. So that's why. Yeah, got it.
Hey, Shano. So, Pandemic, Rising Tide, great stuff.
Your number 6.
Yes.
My number 5.
I don't have it ready.
Whoa.
I don't even know where it is.
Whoa.
Oh, there it is. Because his list isn't actually in order. It's all over the place.
No, it's all over the place. We played this. This is another late entry.
Oh, yeah. Super late.
Played this at and you will not be on your list because you've already played it.
I did in January. I love it.
Founders of Teotihuacan.
Yes.
It is nothing like Teo.
No, of course not.
However,
it's very different.
However, it's got all of the really cool pyramid building sort of things that you can do. So, you're going to have your little worker going around your city, placing in tiles, whether they be stone buildings or wood buildings or gold buildings, and then you're going to populate those areas around with stone or wood or gold that you will use for temples, which you will use in order to do worship tiles that can give you more victory points. And then you can also build pyramid tiles, which will score based on the temples that you have in each zone. But here's the catch: you can only build where your little architect overseer is. You can only build in
big catch.
In the 2 zones. That's a huge catch.
Yes.
And since it's worker placement, so the first person starting out gets their choice of anywhere, but they're taking a low strength action. And someone else can place a worker on top of that to take a bigger strength action. And someone can put a worker on top of that and do an even bigger strength action. Now, the first person to go, not only do they get a choice of where to go, they will get one of the bonuses that are on the board as well.
Nice.
So there's lots of good, what I like to call player agency. As long as there are interesting decisions, there's a good game to be had. And this is full of good decisions. So
I think
definitely.
The hardest thing is managing those discs because each round you lose one.
Yes.
And so that's like critical.
So, like you find a lot of games, right, where the first game you've got 2 workers. The first round you got 2 workers. The next round you got 3. The next you got 4 or 5 or 6.
Feast Froden.
It's the opposite in Founders of Teo.
Yeah.
You start off with 5, then 4, then 3.
Last
then
round you
2.
get only 2. Well, at least with 4 players. So it's great.
You will lose workers really quickly. And you can place as many of them as you want, but of course you place both of them, that's the only action you're getting. So you'd only place multiple workers if you want to increase the strength of an action. Anyway, lots of good, interesting decisions to be had in Founders of Teo.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really liked it too.
Yeah. So that's my number 5.
Nice.
Yes, number 5.
Number 5.
Your number 5. We might have talked about this already.
We did.
We did.
Bitoku. Shocking, I know. I love it. I mean, the theme is great. Artwork is great. The dice worker placement is great. There's a whole bunch of things that I like about this game. So, for me, it's a keeper. I think there's more to enjoy about this game than there is to not enjoy. And that it could also be house ruled for the few things I'm less fond of, but I don't actually like house ruling things much, but if it needs
you like to play it as the designer designed.
Yeah, of course. But I'm
says
happy
gorge
to play
artwork.
this. Gorge.
Gorge.
I love it. So, great
Gorge.
game. Check it out. The rules are hard, so if you can find somebody to teach it to you, it's probably better.
Yeah, Steph actually taught this to me. I did not read the rule book.
I know.
It's amazing. Because Steph doesn't read.
Gorge. It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Soften Your Razor said gorge artwork.
Yeah.
Meaning gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Spezia said that Founders of Teo was wingspan-like.
I'm not big on the wingspans. So
I like wingspan.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
But I don't.
Right. My number 4.
Oh, your number 4 is
not that.
I know, it's this.
My number 4 is Free Radicals.
Yes.
This is a surprise.
This is great.
Yeah, this is super good. In Free Radicals, it's a competitive game where you are playing one of 10 different asymmetric factions. It reminds me, the asymmetry reminds me a lot of Merchant's Cove. Is that the right name of it? Yeah, Merchant's Cove. In which you're all doing something different on your player board. Mm-hmm. But your actions are basically the same type of things on the main board. Now, I might have a little bit of an advantage getting the first player marker, or you might have an advantage activating a building, but we're both pretty much doing the same actions on the main board.
Right. We're doing the same things to get points, but we're doing it in our own special way.
Right. So basically what the theme of this game is, there's this big sphere that comes along, and it changes the way that everything is done in the world, and you're trying to awaken certain buildings so that certain things, certain opportunities can open up on the board. And you're doing this by playing cards from your hand and by activating all of the mini games that are on your board. Like the entertainers are trying to entertain and trying to collect dice, little favor dice from other people, or favor tokens from other players, which are just cubes. But if you can collect sets of them, then you're going to get bonus points. You can never turn down giving a favorite cube. So it's basically like, hey, they enjoy my entertaining, so I'm going to take favorite cubes from them. But you're just trying to activate these things and then turn in resources to get more victory points and activate buildings to get more victory points. And whoever has the most at the end wins. But you're all doing something slightly different on your board. The merchant is trying to activate stalls in the shops that he or she has opened.
Yep.
You've got the farmers, which Steph played, that you're
Domino type actions, so you get a couple actions each round, but the bigger the area,
the scales.
The scales.
Yeah.
And then the hoteliers, which I played, which, you have a whole bunch of polyominoes filling up different regions to get cool bonuses and stuff. So.
And that did not work 2 players for some weird reason.
It was not challenging, I should say.
Yes. And that is the one weakness of this game, is that we played it with 4 players and had a blast, and played it with 2 players and I was like,
It's probably best with more players.
So it's probably best with 4 or 5.
Yeah, I want to try it with 5.
I definitely want to try it with 5.
Yeah.
I got stuck with a power that said I can go to any place that was that is owned by the yellow player, and there was no yellow player. So there may be some of the asymmetric powers that just don't work well with low player counts. I think you would take the first player token away and just spam that action and just get rolling the victory points. Mm-hmm. So I think some things might not work with certain player counts, but we had a blast playing it with 4 players.
Yeah, it was
which
great.
is why it made number 4 on my list.
Yeah, I'm glad we did play it first with 4 players.
Yeah, because if I had played it with 2 players, I might not have given it a good chance with 4. So definitely,
he probably would, because he really likes asymmetric.
I love asymmetric player power. So. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So definitely check this out. Free radicals from WizKids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 4 was Nemesis Lockdown.
Whoa. Yeah.
If you like Nemesis, you'll like this.
You will like, yeah. It's basically like an
same.
advanced version of Nemesis.
Yeah, there's extra rules. There's a few other things happening. There's new characters. It is a standalone expansion because you can mix and match characters or whatever between the 2 games, but you could just play it as its own thing.
Yeah. You've got Darkest Rules.
Yeah, I just don't know if I prefer playing this versus Nemesis. Like, did this do anything better? It's just a little different.
It adds things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
You don't think it needs the additions?
I don't think it does, honestly. So for me, it was rated a little bit lower than the actual Nemesis, just because Nemesis is a lot of fun. Like, if you're going to be like Nemesis or Nemesis Lockdown, be like, Nemesis, let's play. I can teach it. Like,
now, with something like Battlestar, I think I enjoy the expansions in it. I don't think I need the expansions of Lockdown, but I think it's good to trade it up every now and then. And so that's... I think for me, it will be something that I put on the table every once in a while as a good change up to plain old Nemesis.
Yeah,
so.
and that's fair. And I don't say like, oh, I don't need to own it. I would probably still own it, but
right.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Nemesis, by all means, definitely get it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's good. I think I had fun playing, and I'll play it again.
Absolutely. All right. We're on my number 3. Hey, how about Familiar Tales?
Yeah.
We played this on stream a couple days ago.
Yeah.
We've only gone through the first couple of chapters, but if you like things like Mice and Mystics, what was the game that you had mentioned?
Oh, Stuffed Fables.
Stuffed Fables?
Very similar.
Then you will really enjoy Familiar Tales by Plaid Hat Games.
Yeah, they got the book, adventure books.
Yeah, so with Mice and Mystics, you got a little bunch of mice running around and doing things. In this, you've got different wizard familiars going around. You've got a stone golem and a fox and a fairy and a human turned into a frog.
Basically awesome.
Yeah.
I love the theme.
Yes.
I think it's fun.
And so they all go around with their strengths and weaknesses, and you are totally the fox.
Totally.
I mean, you're like, Blaze is
you
like,
guys are so slow.
Blaze is growling at people, like, and that's totally, it's like, that's so you.
It's so big.
So,
yeah.
But you do have a little bit of flicker inside too. The little fairy, the little cutesy fairy, whatever. You've got the logical frog and the silent stone golem. The silent stone golem has a little bird that translates for him, because I guess they share some sort of psychic relationship or something.
Actually, the app is great.
The app is fantastic. The app will read to you and give you background music, and it will lead you through everything you need to know, almost to where you don't even have to read the rule book.
Yeah, you could just do the tutorial and just start.
And just go right into it.
Especially if you know the other like games by them. I mean, this one has new cards and stuff where you're, multi-card use and stuff, so I guess you kind of have to read up on that a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward, which is nice.
Yep, I think it's a load of fun. Familiar Tales by Plaid Hat Games.
Yeah, it's great.
Your number 3 is a game I have never played before.
Yokohama. Roll and Write.
Very hard to find.
Very hard to find, but
whoa!
I ended up buying it virtually for
virtual flea market.
Yeah.
At Granite.
And I'm happy I did. I mean, so the problem is that it's in Japanese and all the cards are in Japanese, but there is a printout that Dan did for me, which is great. It has it all listed. A good thing is that you don't really need to know the cards that well, though you will need to know them. So you'll have to look at the sheet probably a few times. But
maybe save them and work with paste ups.
You can. That seems like effort I don't have, but if you have that effort, that's great. So yeah, that's the only complaint I really have, but it's a really nice roll and write with, if you know Yokohama, you have a board.
I'm lazy too. Yeah. Oh, puppet poker.
Yeah. And so you're filling in, there's a lot of things to fill in, kind of like Fleet the Dice game. There's a lot of bubbles to fill in, and you're working on trying to get the best combos with everything. So it's combo-tastic and a lot of good choices.
Well, you are the roll and write queen.
You'll like that one a lot, I think. So we should play that too at some point.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Well, now that
I now have it.
Now that you have it.
Yes.
Now we can play it.
Yay!
So, I'm surprised that you got it, because you were mentioning, I was mentioning the other Yokohama stuff. I was like, well, you might need to get Yokohama Duel. And you're like, well, I just always want to play Yokohama. And it's like, well, then there's Yokohama Roll and Write.
I do think Yokohama Duel is the weakest of the three.
Of the three.
It's fine and it works.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's definitely high. I still rate it highly, and I still own it. I just don't foresee ever playing it.
Because you got Yokohama.
Yeah, I have Yokohama, but I do foresee playing Yokohama Roller because it does offer something totally different. So I do like that a lot.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So definitely worth checking out Yokohama Roll and Write.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
My number 2. Amazingly enough, this did not make my number 1.
I know.
Nemesis did make my number 1. So yeah, Nemesis Lockdown.
I was kind of surprised this wasn't your number 1.
What?
I mean, I wasn't surprised, but I was.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a good month for you too.
Well, number 1 is really, really good.
Oh, I know.
Number 1 is...
Everybody will know it when they see it.
Yes, everybody will know it.
I'll be like, oh yeah.
Nemesis Lockdown. It's got more of that Nemesis goodness, as we already mentioned.
Yep.
If you love Nemesis, get a Lockdown. I mean, you're not going to be sad having more players like the Lab Rat. James played as the Lab Rat and was the only one to survive.
I think the only thing I really liked with this game was the different escape pods, how they can just kind of go or not.
Or not go, because it's really a canister delivery system. You're like, you load yourself in a canister, and it doesn't go. Oh, you're damaged. Oh, that's not good. And so
But I kind of like the lighting system.
The light is interesting.
But for me, it's just kind of like more stuff.
More things to keep track of. Well, if you play with someone who is really knowledgeable and can sort of manage the game at a meta level, you know, where they handle everything and you just play, that's the best.
Yeah, and I can do that with Nemesis while everybody else is kind of in the other position.
Right.
So I feel like
I think eventually I'll get to the point where I can manage the Nemesis game while you just relax and play and immerse yourself.
And that's fine. And
because that's what I do with Battlestar, is that I manage the game so that other people don't have to worry about all the game stuff.
Right, and that's what I did when I played on my birthday. Is like nobody really, and they hadn't played very often, or they haven't played before. So basically, I taught it, and then I managed all the cards. I managed everything, and I felt comfortable. It's a lot of work,
but it's a lot of work.
It is. But I felt comfortable doing it. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it lockdown at all because we just played the one time.
Right.
There's a lot of different fiddly mechanics with the time tracker and like, you know, what's good and what's bad, the blue and red thing. I mean. So for me, it's just a lot of little added things that I'm like, is it necessary? Maybe.
But definitely worth checking out. Nemesis Lockdown from Awakened Realms.
Of course, it made it near the top of the list.
Yeah, it sure did. And yeah, because it's number 4 on your list. That's really good.
Yeah. Number
2 on your list
is Free Radicals. It nearly made my number 1.
Whoa.
But because it doesn't play great with 2 players, it kind of went down a little bit. It's the one thing holding me back. I want to play it with more people. I want to try all of the different factions. I want to play and see everything it has to offer. So that's automatically a good thing in my book.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that I want to go back and play 10 times to see everything is really exciting.
And any game you play 10 times is fantastic.
I mean, yeah.
for all of you people who are like nervous about legacy games, if you play a legacy game 10 times, you've made your money from that game. Yeah. I mean,
in the experience alone.
In the experience alone, any game you play 10 times is a game.
You go to the movies for the same price.
For the same price.
So it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
People who go and spend $100 at the concession stand at a movie theater, like.
Well, not $100, but still.
But you know, I mean,
popcorn's expensive.
It's like $10 or something.
I mean, what, $8 Cokes?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah.
That's how they get you. They get you with the A list.
Yes. So you go in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Free Radicals, I think is great. I look forward to playing it more. We talked a bit about it already, so. Mm-hmm. I guess we're now down to number 1.
My number 1, which has already been on your list. Matter of fact, it made your top game of 2021.
It wasn't my top game.
No, it was
in the top 5, though.
Your top 5?
I don't know exactly where.
I thought this made your top. No, something else did. That was Boon Lake.
But having played this one a lot more, maybe this will go. This has probably gone up. So
Ark Nova.
It's great. Everybody already knows it's great.
Yeah, if you like Terraforming Mars, you're gonna like Ark Nova, I think, because you end up, with a lot of those same card type actions.
Yeah. The theme is way better.
I mean,
than that.
It's critters. You love the critters.
Oh yeah.
I love all the different tracks and
I like the action selection. I like managing your money and the X tokens and all the jazz.
And the longer that you don't take an action, the stronger the action gets until you use the action. And then you can use those X tokens to boost those actions. And you have to figure out, do I really want to take that break now and ruin Steph, having to make her discard cards, which she did to me totally the first time we played it. She did that to me every single time.
Oh my goodness.
There's lots of good, interesting decisions to be had here. And that's the only reason why it beat Nemesis Lockdown.
I called it, by the way.
Position.
I'm like, Michael, you're really going to like
you're gonna love this game. Yeah, I love this game.
And his bar was high.
I set my bar high, and I'm like, we're going to play Ark Nova. And she's like, you don't want to play this game? I'm like, every time I set that bar high, did I not say this?
Yeah.
I said, every time I set that bar high, I always end up taking that bar right in the face. It hurts every time. Because that bar is just set way too high.
I was confident enough to say,
and this game went right over that bar.
Yeah.
Because Boone Lake did not reach that bar. It was a fun game. It made really high on my list when I played it, but it was your number one game, and I was like, this just did not reach it. And I felt the same with Ark Nova. I'm like, this is not going to reach that bar, and it totally surpassed that bar.
I knew Ark Nova would meet the bar. I knew Boon Lake probably wasn't going to be your favorite. Also,
it was still good. Boon Lake's still good.
The bar was high for Boon Lake for you because it was my number one. Because that is my jam. Like, yes. I love that game. I also love Ark Nova, so it's one of those. Yeah.
So definitely
solid. I anticipate it being, if not your favorite of the year, then second or third favorite. I don't see it getting lower than 3.
Be in the top 10 of my favorites.
I'd be surprised if not.
Yeah.
Especially if Nemesis Lockdown was under it.
It was, yeah. That's amazing. Because you know how much I love Nemesis.
I know how much you love Nemesis.
Was Nemesis top of my list or close to the top of my list last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
So that should tell you something. Ark Nova.
It's good.
Yeah. Who's it by?
Capstone. Feuerland.
Capstone knocking it out of the park.
I mean, seriously, though.
Yes.
All again.
Knocking it out of the park.
They're doing a lot of great licensing.
Game after game
yes.
after game. Definitely check it out.
Everybody wants to.
All that's left is your number one.
My number one, not as, amazing as Ark Nova, but still pretty good.
Because it did make my list.
Familiar Tales.
It made my top 3.
I'm glad we played it the other day on stream. We showed it off, so we got a little bit further into the story.
Could I be a wheel? Oh, was it familiar?
Yeah.
Whoa.
We'll let you roll a die.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. You can carry the baby.
Oh.
No, I mean.
I only have one arm.
That's fine. She could sit on your hair.
Somebody needs to fix this. Oh. It makes my leg shake. Or my arm. Yeah.
Familiar Tales is
Familiar
great.
Tales, yeah.
I like what it's doing with the card management. I like the story element. I like the app. I think it's doing really great things.
FamiliarTalesGame.com?
I think so, yeah. It's not an app.
I'm like, it says app. It's a web app.
It's a website. So I mean, all these games that I had on my list today were rated 7.5, between 7.5 and 8,
which is good.
That's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, and so
what started out as a poor month became a really good month.
Yeah, so we're good. And
we're good.
Familiar Tales, I want to continue it. I want to play through it. It's just a matter of doing it.
Do it.
Do it. And it made Michael's list too, so must be great.
Must be great. It's a keeper.
It's definitely a keeper. It is so cute too.
So, my top 10, 3 sisters, Sobek, Blockbuster, Illiterati, Bitoku, founders of Teotihuacan, Free Radicals, Familiar Tales, Nemesis Lockdown, and Ark Nova.
My number 10, 3 sisters. Number 9, Animalia. Number 8, Decorum. Number 7, Illiterati. Number 6, Illiterati. Shut it.
Ironic.
Ironic. Hey, your handwriting's not great.
Tell me, does that say Illiterati? Yes, it does.
Too many I's and L's again the same. Number 6, Pandemic, Rising Tide. Number 5, Bitoku. Number 4, Nemesis Lockdown. Number 3, Yokohama Roll and Write. Number 2, Free Radicals. Number 1, Familiar Tales.
And thanks to the fantastic Scott Pizio on the keyboard.
Thanks,
in
Scott.
all of those links for us.
Really appreciate that, by the way.
Yep, totally.
So I think
Fist bump.
Ended up being a good month.
No, that was for Physio.
Oh.
Yeah.
FamiliarTalesGame.com. Perfect.
Yeah.
I anticipate learning a whole bunch in April. Hopefully we'll find 10 good ones.
Yep. We're going to play a lot. April is our month for playing lots of games. The last time...
Doesn't mean they're good, though.
It doesn't mean they're good. The last time we went to Niagara to play games, you had 92 games learned that month. 92. 72 learned there.
Something like that.
72 new games to her.
So I anticipate learning a bunch.
Whoa.
We haven't played any games this month, so we're already 3 days in.
Yes.
We've played 2 games.
Well, I'm trying to get done with everything I need to get done with before a long 10-day vacation. So.
But maybe we'll play a game sometime this week.
Yes.
And then we'll play. Oh, I think we should aim to play Decorum on stream on Wednesday. It's an easy game.
Cool.
You'll like it. So we'll try and do that. But that was our top 10 games learned in March. We got a big.
Hey, DC.
Hey, DC. So we got a lot of games to still show that are on the couch.
Hey, Canuck.
And yeah.
Yep.
Gonna be a good month.
Gonna be a good month. Check us out throughout the month. We're gonna be taking a break in the middle of April, but we will be back on Wednesdays and Sundays once we get back and bring you more gaming goodness.
Definitely.
Yep. So worst case scenario, check us out for our New to Me April.
Yeah.
Which will be coming up first week of May.
It's like already May? No.
It's already May.
We have all April. Don't rush us.
We'll be right back.